Hello, I'm Alyssa, and today I'm bringing you my top 15 movies of 2017 because I watched way too many movies this year. I believe I watched 428 movies in 2017, and I couldn't pick just 10, so I'm bringing you 15 because who makes rules about top lists? No one does, okay? If you try to sass me on it, I will sass you right back. But these 15 movies all garnered at least a 4.5 out of 5 star rating from me. And just know that my list is not going to match up with your list. You're going to hate some of the movies I loved and vice versa. And that is okay. That is beautiful. Movies are subjective and everyone sees movies and art in a different way. So please be respectful of my choices because I'm respectful of yours. And with those disclaimers out of the way, let's just get onto the list. And by the way, these are in no particular order because I hate putting things in order. These are all just amazing movies that I love that I would recommend. But the first movie I just really adored in 2017, and one of the first I saw in 2017 was Logan. This was the perfect send-off for Wolverine. Hugh Jackman is a marvel in this movie, as is Patrick Stewart, Daphne Keane, Boyd Holbrook, Stephen Merchant, just everyone. I love the dark, gritty story. I like that they pushed it with the R rating. It really added to the film for me. And there were really powerful messages about family and acceptance and life, going through tough situations and coming out stronger because of it. It's definitely a departure from the rest of the X-Men films, but Logan is a masterpiece. Next up is Wonder Woman. This movie was just so good. It left me feeling empowered at the end of the movie, seeing such a strong, beautiful woman in the lead role of a superhero film. It had really important messages about loving yourself, about caring about other people, and I just adored Gal Gadot as Diana Prince. I loved Chris Pine as Steve Trevor, and I really appreciated that they were equals in this film. I liked that he didn't take over, and I liked that she didn't take over. I liked that they were equal, and I just thought most of this film was good. The last part was a little bit but the rest of the movie was just fantastic. I cannot wait to see what Patty Jenkins comes up with for Wonder Woman 2. And this is one of the best superhero movies I've ever seen. Now the next one up is going to be a divisive one, but that is Mother. I am a huge, and I mean a huge fan of Darren Aronofsky. I have not seen a single film of his that I haven't utterly adored, and Mother is no exception. And I love that you can derive so many different interpretations from this. It's very graphic. It is disturbing. This is one of the only movies that has made me audibly gasp out loud. It is one of the only movies that has shocked me, that has stayed with me for days after watching it. But it's also supremely beautiful, very well acted, has an amazing cast including one of my favorite actors, Donald Gleason, in it. And I highly recommend you watch it if you love Darren Aronofsky films and if you love films as an art form. The next one up is such a crime that more people haven't seen it, but that is Blade Runner 2049. I love the first Blade Runner, and I was a little skeptical about how a sequel to such a classic sci-fi film would go over, but when I saw Blade Runner 2049, I was glued to my seat. My eyes never left the screen, and this is a freaking long movie, but Ryan Gosling as Kay, just great. Harrison Ford again as Rick Deckard. I just love Harrison Ford. Plus the visuals are gorgeous. I actually really enjoyed Jared Leto as Neander Wallace. I know some people had issues with him. I loved him. I loved everyone in this cast basically. Sure, there were a couple of iffy things, but this was a masterpiece. It improves on the first movie, which I never thought I would say. And it's definitely worth your time. Again, this is a work of art. Denis Villeneuve is a fantastic director. And it is such a crime that this movie bombed at the box office because this is just Blade Runner 2049. I do recommend you see the first movie if you haven't because you'll be a little confused if you watch this without it, but this improves on the first movie so much. The next movie up is Colossal. This is a really interesting film that stars Anne Hathaway, Dan Stevens, and Jason Sudeikis. And this film blends so many different genres together. It blends drama, dark humor, tokusatsu, science fiction, and it works. And it makes you think. And all the performances are great. And I love the story. And I like seeing how Anne Hathaway's character Gloria struggles with alcoholism, having to move back to her hometown after her boyfriend leaves her, and I think Nacho Vigalondo is such a hidden talent as a director. I highly recommend Colossal if you haven't seen it. It's something truly special. Next up is Wind River. This to me was such an amazing film, and fun fact, I actually peed my pants because I refused to go to the bathroom while watching this, so I peed my pants in the theater. You're welcome for that. But to be a directorial debut from Taylor Sheridan, this was phenomenal. The story is incredible. It had me crying, and it had me invested in the characters and what was going on and trying to solve this crime that was happening. I actually felt cold. I felt like I was there with them on the Native American reservation in Wyoming, and I was enthralled by the characters. Jeremy Renner is the best I would say he's ever been in any film. No joke. And you know it's worth watching if I pee my pants because I refuse to go to the bathroom to stop watching this movie. So it's a good movie. Next up is Your Name. I just fell head over heels for this. I knew it was a body swapping movie, and that is all I am going to tell you because it's so much more. So much more. My little mind was blown when I learned that fact. The movie is about two teenagers who discovered that they swap bodies mysteriously, so they have to figure out each other, they have to figure out how each other acts, what their families are like, yada yada yada. But then it goes deeper, and it's such a beautiful movie with a fantastic soundtrack by Rad Wimps. It's gorgeous. If you are a fan of anime, if you are a fan of romantic films, definitely check out Your Name. It's just, I know they're making a live action adaptation too, and that worries me, but I really love Your Name. Now the next movie up is Baby Driver. This is my favorite Edgar Wright film, and it's just so stylish. I love how the music perfectly complements the film. I love the vehicular action scenes. They're just so badass. The cast makes this film work, and I love the humor in this film. I'm not a person that laughs a lot during films, but Baby Driver had me laughing several times. I've watched it multiple times. It holds up on repeat viewings. And if you're just looking for a stylish, fun, action-packed movie that will actually make you think also, Baby Driver should be right up your alley. So get in your car, go watch it, go buy it. Just get in your car and be cool. Another movie I was really surprised by was Dunkirk. I am not the biggest Christopher Nolan fan. I know you're gonna kill me, I feel it. But Dunkirk is a masterpiece. The sound design, oh my dear lord, the sound design in this film is just outstanding. And all the actors are just superb. Even though there's not tons of dialogue, every actor sells it. Cillian Murphy, Kenneth Branagh, Ian Whitehead, Harry freaking Styles are all at the top of their game. The visuals are outstanding. I felt claustrophobic watching this movie. I felt like I was there with the characters. And I really liked how Christopher Nolan actually got down there with his actors to really envelop the audience into the film. And for that, it's a masterpiece. Another one is Lady Bird. And again, this is another directorial debut that blew my mind. Greta Gerwig did such a fantastic job creating and directing this film. Saoirse Ronan and Laurie Metcalf were fantastic, and I can see them winning awards for this. And I really adored the supporting cast, which includes Timothée Chalamet, Lucas Hedges, and Beanie Feldstein. And the story was really relatable. I related to the character of Lady Bird so much. And even though I didn't do what she did as a teenager, I still connected with her. I still understood the feeling of wanting to discover yourself and break free from the small town or just any town that you're confined to, of wanting to express yourself. I just really connected with it, and I thought it was so beautiful and so well done. The next movie up is another divisive one, but that is A Ghost Story. This is such a beautiful meditation on grief and death and what it means just to truly live. There's not a lot of dialogue in this film either, but the visuals are gorgeous, and just seeing the actors put their all into their small roles while dealing with really heavy topics was phenomenal. This movie just blew my mind. This isn't a horror movie, so don't go in expecting to be scared. This is very much a meditational, thought-provoking film. But I think it was done very, very beautifully, and I loved it. I can see myself watching it several times, and I think with each viewing I'll find something new, which is just perfect for me. The next movie I adored was Coco. Oh my dear lord, I cried after watching this movie. I'm not ashamed to admit it. Coco is just beautiful all around. The visuals, the color palette is just so vibrant. I love the message of family, of discovering yourself, of following your dreams. And the voice cast is just A+. You really can't go wrong with Disney Pixar, but Coco really won over my heart this year. Another directorial debut I really loved was Get Out, of course. It's so well done, and considering this came from the mind of Jordan Peele, it's like, what the fuck? How did you come up with this? It's a movie that I can't explain without spoiling it for you. You have to experience it yourself, and this is an experience. It just makes you think, it shocks you, it makes you feel claustrophobic and icky, and it's just a film that is refreshing to see in this time. And I highly recommend it if you haven't seen it already. Please do yourself a favor and watch Get Out. Another divisive movie I really loved was Personal Shopper. Kristen Stewart, this is the best performance I've ever seen her give. She is so emotive in this film, and I really loved how they integrated the fact that she is a medium and she is trying to connect with her twin brother Lewis while also working in Paris, trying to discover who she is and doing a job she doesn't really care for, and how she's involved with this person that's mysteriously texting her that she doesn't know if they're alive or dead, if they want to hurt her or if they want something else from her. I think she did a really good job carrying this film on her shoulders. It's a beautiful film. The costume design in particular, oh my dear Lord! If you are a fashion fanatic, you will love Personal Shopper. There's a lot of Chanel in this movie. I'm just saying. And there's a lot to ponder about when this film ends. And I love movies that make me think, especially ones that make me think after the credits have rolled and that make me think days afterward. And this is one of those movies. It's not going to be everyone's cup of tea, but Personal Shopper to me was everything I wanted to be and more. And the last movie I loved, which is another controversial movie, and not for the same reasons as the other controversial movies, is Star Wars: The Last Jedi. I personally really love this movie. It's on the same par as The Force Awakens for me, and I just love that I get more Star Wars. I did not go into this movie expecting certain story plot points. I just went in expecting a Star Wars movie that was going to be fun, that was going to continue the saga, and that's what I got and more. I loved everything about this movie, guys. Sure, Canto Bight could have been cut out, but I liked it still. And porgs. So those are my 15 favorite movies of 2017. I know that was a lot to cover, but seriously guys, I watched 428 movies this year. It's kind of hard to narrow that down to 10. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know what your favorite movies of 2017 were in the comment box down below. Also, if you like this video, make sure to leave a like, share it so your friends and family can see it, and so my channel can grow, because that would make me super duper happy. If you're not subscribed yet, but you like what you've seen and heard, hit the subscribe button along with the notification bell so you'll always be alerted whenever I upload a new video or start a new live stream. And if you'd like to follow me on social media sites, those are all linked in the description box down below. I love you guys. Thank you so much for watching. Peace and kisses. Bye!